Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to the Spill Sesh Sunday special. Today we are talking about Tana Mongeau's new podcast, KSI and Logan Paul reuniting and respecting each other, and Shane Dawson getting out of LA and seeming like he wants to change up from a influencer lifestyle. Let's get into it. So first off, Tana Mongeau's new podcast canceled. She has been teasing this for a couple weeks now, saying that she's going to be having guests on this show. And this past week, she recorded her very first episode. She was posting all about it inside the studio, teasing all of this crazy equipment, this set that she has. I mean, it honestly looks super professional. I'll really be curious if she really keeps up with this podcast. But it seems like she is really, really into it. And she teased that the first episode honestly might get her into some legal trouble. And people are just like, what are you talking about, Tana? Like, what is going to be spilled on this freaking podcast? Because as we know, Tana is famously known for her story times. She literally made a name for herself on YouTube for her story times. And she always gave like too many details to where people were able to figure out who she was talking about in her videos. And so she basically seemed like she was going back to her old roots, because she tweeted out basically like a teaser about the first episode and said, "This first podcast episode is gonna get me sued, LMAO. My manager is making my lawyer sit in on all future ones, ha ha ha." So it sounds like something really juicy is going to be dropped on this very first episode. Tana did reveal, however, that her first podcast guest is actually going to be Trisha Paytas. They posted a TikTok together and were teasing the episode that they were doing together. And everyone is literally going crazy because honestly, there is like some old beef between Tana and Trisha, because Trisha has always said they didn't like Tana because of the whole David and Jason Nash situation. But more recently, Trisha has said that, you know, nothing against Tana. It's just the way that David and Jason made them feel when Tana was around, the jokes that they would tell and all that stuff. And I really wonder if they're going to get into all of that, because Trisha is totally anti David Dobrik, but Tana has recently just like hopped back on the train of liking David. I mean, she's literally living in David's home. So that dynamic is definitely something that is very, very crazy to think about. I mean, Tana was like replying to Trisha's TikToks at one point in time during the entire scandal with David Dobrik. So I wonder if they are going to talk about that, and Trisha's going to be like, so you kind of like flip-flopped on, you didn't like David, now you do. Like, what's the deal with that?
Canceled podcast is off to an amazing start.
Canceled before it starts.
Oh god.
I
All
am
the
obsessed.
fucking fake headlines. My best friend broke them all, and they're all literally terrible.
Oh, this is so fucking cute. This is like what I wanted on front of me. I'm like, can we just not cut that? I give nothing.
This is just crazy. I mean, I've never even seen Tana and Trisha interact before outside of David's vlogs. So for them to kind of have the power in their hands of what they're going to put out, I am nervous, you guys. This is definitely going to be a ride for sure. I definitely want to know if you guys are going to be tuning in to listen to Tana's podcast. I definitely think it'll be interesting. Who knows what kind of tea will be spilt on it, but that is that. Let's get into this KSI and Logan Paul situation, because I honestly can't believe they are getting along. After like years of going back and forth, saying all this stuff about each other, fighting each other, and just roasting each other, you would think that there would be some beef there. But there's actually not. It seems like everything is all good and well, because they've actually been collabing with each other more frequently in the past few weeks. So Logan had KSI on his podcast and they were chatting about their past, and KSI said that he really respects Logan and says that Logan has been saying yes to working alongside him in videos for Sideman and this podcast, and he thinks Logan will go far and be a really big entertainer because he knows how to create moment, and this is one of those moments.
I didn't expect you to say yes to it.
I know you told me that.
Yeah.
It surprises me.
And then
why would I
said,
not?
When you said, because I don't know, like, I guess like ego or anything like that. But then as soon as you said yes to it, I was like, oh, this guy's smart, man. He knows.
That
the
was
Mayweather thing, all these, like, me fighting me, and then even the KSI show, this, bro, Sidemen, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy is so smart when it comes to creating moments.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I honestly do believe you'll be one of the most famous, if not the famous, maybe alongside me.
I'll take it.
Like entertainer ever.
So after all the drama between these two, they're still able to come together and create content, and people had a really good reaction to seeing the two of them be together and make amends. And it seemed like KSI was even surprised that Logan was down to do all of this. But that is that. Let's move into Shane Dawson, you guys. This is something I didn't see coming, but it's something that I feel like I should have expected at this rate, because we have a trend of people that have been coming back from scandals and acting like everything is completely normal. Like James coming back, Tati coming back, David coming back. Like everybody that has had a scandal has recently just come back. And now it seems like the new trend is like moving out of LA, moving and becoming a farmer. Because that is what Jeffree and Shane are both doing. Jeffree is out here living in Wyoming now. He's got his yak farm. He's posting about it. He's having a good old time. And then Rylan posts a vlog of him and Shane looking at a farmhouse and saying that they're going to be moving to Colorado, no clickbait. So I'm just like, wow, the evolution of all of these YouTubers, it's just like so crazy to think about. All these people that were like at the top at one point in time are now becoming farmers. I never would have imagined. Beauty guru to farmer. Is that the new trend? This is like the craziest, like weirdest turn of events I could have ever imagined. But basically, in Rylan's new vlog, he said that he had been wanting to move to Colorado, and Shane was very much in this vlog. He was probably the most in this vlog that I've ever seen Shane in a vlog since last year. And so I really do think that Shane is going to be coming back very, 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 very soon, because he's getting more and more comfortable with being in Rylan's videos, being on camera. It just feels like something that is going to happen very, very soon. So I honestly thought it was going to be happening like last week, because that is like the same time that Jeffree came back from the scandal last year on July 18th. And so I thought Shane was going to be making his return like on the very same day, but he didn't. The days passed. So I do think it will be this year, and I think it will be soon because he's getting more comfortable. But Rylan has been saying that he wants to live near his family, and Morgan actually recently bought a house in Colorado to be near family. And so it kind of makes sense for Rylan to want to move back home and be close to family and such. But at the same time, I think like Shane's mom lives in California, so I don't know how that would kind of work out. Maybe she would move with them. But I mean, it would definitely be just crazy to kind of see Shane leave LA. He's been in LA for a very long time. I think a lot of people in the comments do agree that a change of scenery could be really good for him, and people have been seeing Jeffree thrive over there in Wyoming and think that Shane could also equally use a change in scenery, a change in the pace of life and everything. And I know that him and Rylan have been expressing that they do want to have children in the future, and I think, you know, if they want to be closer to Rylan's family for that, then that would be very nice and extremely convenient for them. And people have expressed that they would have been sad if Morgan was no longer in Rylan's vlogs, and now that they're seemingly going to be living near each other, all is well again. But this definitely explains the recent like closet clean out that Shane had, and people, might I say, were very upset by this. In a past vlog that Rylan had put out, Shane was saying that he was getting rid of a bunch of the makeup that he was sent or that he owned, and he was only keeping Jeffree Star Cosmetics products. And he said he was donating it, which was really nice. I definitely think that if he was going to be getting rid of these products, donating them was the best thing to do. There are people that are going to get great use out of this makeup. It's a nice gesture, but a lot of people felt just completely duped by this whole thing, because obviously Shane got into this beauty guru lifestyle, saying that he was going to be this up-and-coming beauty guru, and he never made a single makeup tutorial. He never did anything besides put his palette out. And so people feel like he just did all of that to make his money and then leave, which is basically what happened. I mean, he did say, hey, I'm gonna be a beauty guru, learned what being a beauty guru is, made a palette, sold a palette, and then was like, bye, like I'm done. And then he got into a scandal, so he definitely couldn't have posted anything. But people definitely were just like calling him out, very upset once again that he just looked like he did it all for money and not because he was like genuinely passionate about it. And then for him to kind of like only keep Jeffree Star Cosmetics products had people just like, oh my god, what is this? This is like so weird. You're like a Jeffree Star collector now. You're not even a beauty guru. You just got all this Jeffree Star memorabilia in your closet.
Basically, I made boxes for donations. I have a friend who donates makeup and she organizes it and does all that stuff. So I filled the trash bag, these 2 huge boxes. Try to lift one of those.
Oh, this is at least 60 pounds of makeup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, I'm not using it. I still have all my Jeffrees because he still sends me PR.
So that is what people had to say about all of that. And I definitely want to know what you guys think about Shane moving out, him becoming a farmer just like Jeffree. It's funny how their lives are very similar. And everything else we talked about today. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.